Hello and welcome back to Getting Open with me, Andrea Miller. I have a really fun, special episode for you today. My guest is somebody by the name of Sah D'Simone. He is amazing. He is a master, one of the genuine leaders in something I call somatic manifestation. He uses his body through dance and expressions to heal and become the highest, most enlightened version of yourself. And so I interviewed him for part of our Power of Manifestation series. And the interview, honestly, it was so good. It was powerful. It was healing. It was fun. And it was so different. When you think about healing so often, or meditation, you're like, oh, and you're being quiet and it's hard. And this is the opposite of that. It is fun. It is delightful. It is so much movement. And guess what? Ding, ding, ding. There is an unexpected cameo from none other than Cardi B. Like, what? You got to watch it to get it. Anyway, I hope you love this episode. I hope you follow along with the movements, with the dance, with the actions. And I hope by the end of this episode, you are as in love with Sah as I am, because he is magical. Enjoy. Welcome back to the Power of Manifestation. My name is Andrea Miller, and I am so excited to be hosting this session called Stop Chasing, Start Dancing, Somatic Manifestation to Ignite Your Soul. Sign me up, because if you're ready to really call in your desires and live with a soul-filled, joyful life, you have to feel like it's already inside of you. And guess what? It is. And my electric, heart-centered, force of nature guest, Sah D'Simone, is going to not just show you how, but make it fun as F to do so. All right, so Sah D'Simone is a humanitarian and spiritual innovator who masterfully combines Buddhism, somatic dance, and art to heal and empower millions globally. Renowned as a leader in his field, he has collaborated with world-famous celebrities and hosted the groundbreaking British TV show, Big Celebrity Detox. Spoiler alert, we're going to get a little taste on today's episode. He has spoken at esteemed institutions such as Davos World Economic Forum, Columbia University, proud alum, and the United Nations. He received the City of Los Angeles CARE Award and won Best Experimental Film at the Cannes World Film Festival for his film, Touching the Ungrieved Grief. Honestly, I haven't watched it yet, but that title is next level, so that's going to be on my list of things to do tonight. As founder of the Somatic Dance Institute, Sah developed the Somatic Activated Healing, SAH method, uniting dance, social justice, and spirituality to train instructors worldwide. His best-selling books, highly rated podcast, extensive membership platform, and transformative training programs have earned international recognition, from the cover of Sweden's Human Shift magazine to features in British Vogue, The Guardian, and Forbes. And through efforts such as supporting orphans in Indonesia and educating recovering addicts in Nepal, Sah is forging a legacy of compassion, providing practical tools for personal and societal liberation. And honestly, guys, he makes it so much fun and so high vibe. So yeah, I'm a little bit of a fangirl, freaking out right now, but guess what? It is high vibe to be authentic. So this is authentic Andrea. Now, today, so I'm obviously so excited. Welcome. Thank you so much for being in our event. So we want to, actually, let me do this before we get into your questions. Just a quick reminder to our audience, if you haven't grabbed your Power of Manifestation handbook, please do so. If you don't have it, you can get it at powerofmanifestation.com. It is so chock full of rituals and great takeaways, and you're going to want to write down a lot from today's session. So whether you do it there or do it in your journal, just have something next to you that you can take notes. And with that, welcome, Sah.
Thank you so much. And I didn't know the team was going to have you read my whole bio. Thank you so much.
To be fair, oh my God, Lily is like laughing right now because they cut it down a little bit. I'm like, no, I think I want to read all of it. It's so good.
Oh,
like, it's so impressive.
So much. Thank you. Yeah, it's quite a full last decade.
Yeah, well, for sure. And honestly, when I think about my ambition and my team's ambition for this event, it's to make it fun and high vibe, ultimately to make a really positive, powerful impact and have this big ripple effect, and how each of us shows up. I always say, we all impact others way more than we even realize. And so by doing our work, doing it joyfully, and what you're training individuals to do, instructors and so forth, like, it just beautifully aligned. So I really wanted everybody to get a sense of just all that you are bringing to our event. So thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start setting the stage with our audience by defining what is somatic manifestation. What does it mean to you? So, let's start there.
Okay. It's a term that I created for you for this.
Okay.
You know?
Cool.
Yeah. It's something that I put together for you. In my world, I don't really work with the term manifestation per se, but I feel like when we clear the debris of the past from our nervous systems, from our bodies, and our minds are more relaxed in the present moment, we start to actually hear the whispers of what we need more so than what we want. I think there's a difference between wanting versus needing. And oftentimes when we haven't cleared the debris from our bodies, which is the emotional storage of the past, we are wanting things that are not necessarily of benefit to anybody else but ourselves. And that is where I sort of draw the line. I think all manifestation practices, within my view, in my practices and teachings and methodologies, very much rooted in a we mindset, and something that can benefit all of us, not just me, mine, and I. Because in truth, when we go to the most subtle place within ourselves, we realize that the soul, or our awareness, is interconnected. It's interdependent. It doesn't exist independent of everyone else and everything else. So wanting something just for me, mine, and I eventually won't lead to happiness. It will always bring you back to a low-grade suffering or misery, and to use sort of provocative big words like that. Yeah.
Well, let me understand, just to clarify, so the wanting versus the needing. I think I know what you mean, but can you differentiate? And so you're saying, this is really rooted in what we need. Will you make that clarification, please?
Sure. Yeah. Thank you for that question. So what we want is oftentimes to escape the present moment, right? So we want things that are going to bring us out of feeling, out of the body. We want a bigger car, a better car, a bigger house, a different body, a different face, a new handbag, a new car, a new something, anything to distract us from the present moment, right? Our culture today is very much rooted in distraction. And what we see as happiness today are people who have masterfully scheduled themselves as quickly as they can away from the present moment. That's like a harsh truth to understand, right? But so when we sit with that information, we're like, oh wow, maybe the things that I'm wanting are just a quick fix away from the present moment, away from my current reality. I'm not loving myself enough. I'm not accepting myself enough. I need to run away. So the wanting is often rooted in how can I run away from current reality? And there's something interesting there too, because in manifestation, we want something different to change, but there's a first step. Can I let go of the past? Can I accept what happened as it happened? Can I really let it go? Can I forgive? And then once we've cleared that debris of the past from our bodies, then we are opening ourselves up to what we actually need. And it's different from what we want, because what we need is bigger, wilder, bolder, more joyful, more blissful, way more profound than our little mind wanting to escape the present moment can ever conceptualize. Does that make sense?
Preach,
now?
Brother. Yeah, no, totally. I'm like kind of jumping like out of my chair over here. Like that need is so foundational. And what it reminds me of as a recovering achievement junkie and workaholic, I am so happy to say these days, being present, being peaceful is so underrated, because I was one of those people chronically on my phone, chronically doing stuff, always felt like I needed to be productive. And that's not being present. It's like proving myself, like all that stuff that the healing journey that I've been undertaking has helped me get grounded in the present. And I absolutely needed that, right? That is foundational. So you are definitely preaching to the choir over here. So you're telling us to stop chasing and start dancing. So why is that? What does that shift unlock?
Yeah, thank you for that too. So stop chasing and start dancing. It's essentially like stop conceptualizing the future. Stop wanting, stop desiring, stop going about it. Stop trying to like effort your way through life. Stop trying to like add things together. 1 + 1 = 2. Yeah, it's true. But when you're working with the mind, body, spirit complex, you can tap into something that's way above and beyond that we can ever conceptualize. And that only happens when you're in the present moment. And the dancing part, it's not a dance to reach an ecstatic state. It's not a dance to reach a joyful state. It's not a dance to look a certain way. It's not a dance to perform the steps right. It's not a dance for applause or to reach a certain state. It's a dance to let go of the past. It's a dance. This is where the somatics comes in, right? Somatics is the language of the felt sense, bringing mind and body connection together. So when you bring attention and intention to your dance, this is when the dance becomes somatic. So a simple way that you can do this is by simply saying, "Dear body, I'm ready to let go of the past." And you could just, put your hands over your heart and you just say, literally just communicate with your body. "Dear body, I'm ready to let go of the past. Dear body, where is the past still alive in my body?" And really quickly, even if you're deeply desensitized, right, which so many of us are because of the hyper caffeinated, hyper distractive culture that we're in, we may be like, "Oh, I feel nothing. I feel numb. The past is not alive in my body." And then we have a little bit more work to do. But in short, right, a lot of the content that goes viral when I ask people to stop and do a somatic checkpoint, ask the body, where do you feel what you feel? Where is the past still alive in my body? Okay, cool. Oh, it's here. It's in my chest, in my belly. Oh my God, it's in my throat. It's alive in me. Whoa. Okay, cool. And then really quickly, Andrea, what will happen, and everyone listening, a story is going to populate the mind of what that feeling means. Oh, this feeling means that I'm bad. This feeling means that I'm depressed, or that I should unalive myself, or that this thing's going to happen, or that thing's going to happen. It's a plug-in neurotic thinking that is catastrophic in texture. What we need to do is drop story, be with the feeling. This is the key for the dance to be somatic. Drop the stories, be with the feeling. Stop giving extra meaning to every single feeling. And once the feeling has made itself known to you in your body, then drop the stories and just allow the feeling to move you. Say, "Dear feeling, move me. Dear past, move yourself through me and out of me." And give yourself the opportunity to keep tracing your mind back to the present moment over and over again. Because when you start to move with the feeling, what you're doing is you're completing the emotional cycle that a traumatic event stopped, right? The reason why we have emotional storage in our bodies, that we have the stuck energy in us, is because when a traumatic event happens, we don't have the tools, the community, the support to allow ourselves to complete the cycle of the energy, of the emotion. It comes up and it gets shot and stuck in our bodies, and then we kind of carry on, right? We start talking about it, or we pretend to be okay, and we smile, right?
Or
Look
reject
at the culture
it,
of today.
judge it, like shame
everything
it.
But feel. Everything but feel.
Well, you've got a great clip, a TikTok clip that I want to pull up, but I just wanted to respond to that. And they're like, oh my God, big, like aha here for me, because I'm somebody who will use a little similar technique, say from internal family systems, like, I'm feeling upset, and I'll say, okay, where do I feel that? But you take it to the next level by actually like using your body, because before, where I would stop it, I would feel hurt. Like the little girl in me would feel that feeling of rejection. So I'm feeling hurt, and I'm kind of thinking about feeling hurt, and I'm making, "Hey, Andrea, it's okay. What do you have to say?" Moving my body is next level.
Sure.
Like I haven't done that, and I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That's powerful.
Because look, and I am not in internal family systems and all of that body of work. It's so transformative. Like we have a lot of teachers who train in our method who also work with that system as well. However, in this methodology, we are not even asking, why do I feel the way I feel? There's no reasoning why, because through the Buddhist lens, which is the faith tradition that we hold ourselves, that students are asked to understand. It's an esoteric view that also ties to an empirical view as well, because we know that we show up Earthside with a backlog. I think we're all realizing that no one arrives Earthside without a backlog of information that is really wired into their chemistry and DNA imprinting and mind stream and whatever. So you can look from the esoteric view or the empirical view. They both show you that you show up to Earth with a lot. So oftentimes asking, why do I feel the way I feel, would only lead you to an analysis paralysis. And we like to open up the view to say, oftentimes, if the feeling's really big, it's historical, right? The AA mantra, Alcoholics Anonymous, famous mantra. If it's hysterical, it's historical. It's very rooted in our work too. So the hysteria, the big feeling in the present moment is pointing to something historical. Oftentimes what's historical doesn't even belong to you as Andrea or as Sah. It belongs to mommy and daddy or grandpa or a previous life of yours, if you want to hold this more esoteric, mystical view as well. So we bring it to the dance floor, we let it move through us, and it is profound what happens. Once we allow the past to make itself known to us and we allow it to dance us, key word here for all of us who are playing the good girl, playing the good one, playing the happy, playing the perfectionist, and the everything's okay, I'm good, everything's okay, the doer. This is going to be a little bit of a trigger, right? You have to allow yourself to let the dance be ugly. Because a lot of those emotions were ugly. A lot of those experiences you felt were challenging, were unpleasant. So allow the dance to be strange. You know, I had a Vogue, British Vogue, quote me in an article saying the teacher wanted us to make ourselves ugly to each other, and it was unbearable. I'm paraphrasing what the reporter said, but essentially it's that we have such a hard time letting ourselves be ugly because we see ugly as being bad. But if we can do it in a safe way, right? People who are watching this amazing summit, amazing experience here, do it with a friend so you guys can hold safe space for each other. Let yourselves be ugly. Let the claws come out. Let the face, let it all come out. And in 3 to 5 minutes, you're going to notice something massive that maybe you've been retelling in therapy for a long time has left your body. I have students who come to one 1-hour event. And they say this was 10 years of therapy in 1 hour because of this, because you can release. And then from this place, then you can say, okay, show me what I need to know. Show me what I need to do. I'm ready to receive. Because now you have more clarity.
Now you're the empty vessel, right? You're the beginner's mind.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh my God,
exactly.
I love it. Well, there are two clips that I want to show, but I just want to respond to that whole business of like not wanting to be ugly and pathologizing these emotions, meaning, we judge them. It's so important, guys. I mean, everybody watching, Sah, Andrea, all of us, this idea of just making peace with those ugly parts of ourselves. Until we do, they are going to remain unprocessed and wreak havoc, right? And so I love it that you actually have that embodiment, making the weird faces. And we are going to show a really good video, and I'm going to get up and do it with you. I'm like ready to like show my weirdness. Like I just need the smallest invitation. But it really is. I mean, this to me is so important to highlight, because that is the mask that we wear, the mask that we keep on for ourselves. We don't want to be seen, those ugly, scary parts of us that we judge. And in the meantime, what's magnetic? Being authentic. How are you going to manifest the most? Being your authentic self. Having that clarity. Like there's no faking it, guys. There's no faking it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because oftentimes if you're not clearing the past out of your body, you're not manifesting what you need. You're manifesting somebody else's dreams. You're looking on social media, you're copy and pasting somebody else's dream as your own. We have so many copy and paste. We have so many carbon copies today. Everybody looks the same. Everybody dressed the same. Everybody is just like, what is going on? I feel suffocated. I feel deeply suffocated. But then I go to a place of pity, being like, oh my God. And then I go to a place of compassion. Wow, this is the past, so deeply stuck in someone's body. If more people could allow themselves to be ugly in a safe environment, then more people would have original ideas, original thoughts, original manifestation. And then guess what? Everybody would fit the puzzle, the insane riddle of being human. We will all have more answers and more clarity, more peace, because we all have a unique puzzle piece to bring the world in complete harmony and peace. That is what manifestation is all about. It's bringing your unique piece of the puzzle to the world, and you can't do it until the past has not been cleared.
To me, it really means having the integrity to do so, right? Because it takes integrity, it takes guts to say, this is what I want. And I'm going to quit looking at somebody else's answers and thinking, oh crap, I got the wrong answer. No, you didn't. Play your game, right? But that takes guts. And I always say to myself, Andrea, it takes be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. And that can be scary and hard in a world that you described, which is so common, where there is so much, such a lack of courage, where we all kind of want to just be slightly different than everybody else. But that kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no freedom in that.
Love too. Yeah, and thank you for naming that. You are such an influential figure in the space. It's so beautiful to hear you say it takes integrity, because that is a term that is so overlooked. So thank you for naming that.
True to yourself.
I really appreciate. Yeah,
it's true to yourself, and when you get that, it is next level, because then you're free, right? But you got to do the work. So you got to go through those emotions, make your ugly faces, do all the cool stuff, forgiveness. I mean, there's so much we're going to work through here.
Stop giving meaning to every single feeling. 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 For real. Allow feelings to be what they are. A passive sensation in the body, honey. Okay? Stop attaching an entire narrative to the sensation that you're having in your body. Oh my God, this is just what I'm having in my body. It means that I'm anxious. It means that my life's falling apart. It means that I'm depressed. It means that I have to stop it. Okay? Be with the feeling, drop the story. Be with the feeling, drop the story. Be with the feeling, drop the story. Do you understand? Not every feeling requires an entire narrative. The more you give your feelings a narrative, the more they stay, the more they make a home in your body, honey. Okay?
Oh my God, I love it so much. And so the alternative, what you're calling for, is naming it, feel, and then letting it move through you, not pathologizing it, not like, hey, this is bad. It is. In the Buddhist tradition, it just is. It's anger, it's shame, it's heartache. That's just so powerful.
Oh, thank you.
Right? And then
thank you for naming that. Thank you for naming the not pathologizing, because I have a therapist, and I'm not against medication, and I'm not against pathologizing a cluster of behaviors and a cluster of intrusive thinking when it gets to be really deep and dark and really intense and sticky. However, we do need to do both, right? Even towards the end of my mother's life, and even with patients at the hospital when I was sitting with the sick and dying, we never said stop chemotherapy and only meditate. Stop chemotherapy and drink the green juice only. Stop your antidepressant and only do the somatic dance. No, it's do both. I think do both. You know what I mean? And then at some point, you're going to realize that it was never about just feeling ecstatic and feeling happy and only feeling pleasant feelings. It was about having a range to feel it all. So that the trance dance, which is a part of our somatic dance methodology, trance dance is when we open ourselves up to these oracular visions, these prophetic visions, these deep states of cosmic wisdom, where we know things and we envision things that do not belong to this short life that we have, right? Or to this,
limited
place that we
life,
live.
right?
Limited,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It opens ourselves up to something so much more miraculous, so much bigger. I wanted to just say that we are so hung up on wanting to feel pleasant and feel happy and feel okay, and but that is sort of I'm forgive me for using provocative language, but it's an immature goal. We should aspire to arrive at a place of freedom, when freedom is when we can feel all emotions, the grief and the gratitude, the despair and the joy, that we can be open to all of it, because unless we do, we're robbing ourselves the opportunity of having a relationship with the night, of having a relationship with the darkness. And how many flowers only scent the wind at nighttime? How many vegetables only grow at nighttime? There's so much that happens at night. And I'm using these metaphors just so
in the shadows, yeah.
Sort of, yeah, exactly. So we understand that there's so much life that so much of our humanity is left behind, where we're only seeking to be happy and ecstatic and blissful. And when we're not, then we've pathologized those states. and we pathologize it. We want the medication. We want the thing to get us away from these feelings. So I just wanted to circle back into that because I love that you brought up this word pathologizing, because it's overlooked and it's tossed around too quickly.
Yeah, well, I love that. And I just want to add on to that too. When I think the night versus the day, the grief and the joy, I mean, we need contrast as human beings. I mean, that is Mother Nature, right? We've got winter and we've got summer. And it just, I mean, okay, except if you're in LA. But I say that because I know, and you've raised this point, and I feel it in my chest. We're so hesitant to be willing to feel that which we're judging as negative, and the anger and these things. And yet it's back to, if we don't allow them, they're staying stuck. I think of them as signals and messengers inside of our bodies. It's like, hey, little dude, maybe you don't want to call your anger your friend. Hello, visitor. What do you have to tell me? Right? Let's dance it out. Right? Versus that, like, I mean, anytime I feel myself in resistance or rejection, it's like snap back. And that's back to the integrity thing. It's like, and only I will know what's really going on with me. Right? And that, that to me, it's back to, you can't fake it. You can't fake it. So like, do the work and have fun dancing it out. That's the cool thing about this process, because I think so many people are hesitant to get into healing because they think the Freudian method of like lying on the couch for 25 years talking about your terrible childhood, and then you're still taking Prozac and you're still not making progress. The miracle of your work is that it really works, right? And this is just something that I've really been so much more into in my later years. These types of somatic methods, they really work, and they can work so much faster than people realize, exactly like you said. I mean, it's like a miracle. Like, why hasn't this been better known? It feels like it's like, kind of, hidden.
Yeah, it feels like it's niche, but it's really not. If you think about like every social justice movement is based on marching in a specific way with breath and sound. Our slave ancestors were on the picking cotton and working in the fields. They were in their bodies. Somatics is older. It's the oldest language of healing. It's the talking about our feelings is the new thing. It only feels new because we have, and I don't want to derive the conversation to this way, but so much of puritanical culture through a theology that isn't celebrating of the body, shaming of the body, says, don't love your body. The body is disgusting or not pure, or whatever it may be. Plug in your theology. We all know which one I'm speaking to without having to name it. But, all of that has led us to have a completely distorted view of our bodies, and plug in the hyper-capitalistic culture of like, sleep when you're dead, have another cup of coffee, override your body constantly. We are in this override, overconsume, quickly distract ourselves from our bodies. And what happens when someone asks us to feel? We're like, feel what? I just need another cup of coffee, darling. Let me just have a cigarette and a cup of wine and I'm fine. Let's go. And then it works for a couple decades or multiple decades if you're lucky, but most people will enter into a chronically inflamed state and then plug in the statistics of like, in your 50s, you have all the hard illnesses and then a short life, So we don't need to have that. And most importantly, I don't think it's about the longevity of the life, such an emphasis in the wellness space. But I think it's about the quality. It's about the present moment. Are you loving your family well? Are you forgiving your life well? Are you present to your kids and to your life? I think a lot of people really, when I was sitting with the sick and dying at the hospital in LA as part of my medical chaplaincy training, it was very sad to see how many people in their later years, without any time left, terminal, would have the same sort of regrets. Oh, I wish and it sounds like a cliche, but we're so overlooking the fact that we're all going to die, and our mortality should be the driving force for us to stop. Put the phone away, put the things away, just like connect, melt, be bored together. Let the conversation be silent, like allow yourself to be uncomfortable with each other. There's such beauty in that. We just have pathologized and made all of this wrong. If you're not, jumping out of excitement with this friend and there's ongoing banter 24/7, then something's wrong. It's like, no, it's just how it is. Things come together and they fall apart. There's seasons, and I just hope that there's a softening in people's hearts as they're listening to this to stop the doing and just to feel more and be here more.
There's no faking it. And to your point, like this is our lives. And I'm so enthusiastic about it. Having come from a lot of chaos and dysfunction and having crossed the Rubicon, it just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better. So let's go to the next. Thanks so much for that. I just love this conversation. So we're going to clarify the heart's desire beyond ego wants. So what would it feel like in my body if this was already here? That's sort of our leading question. So how can I understand the difference between the difference better between our soul's desires and what the ego wants? And I feel like you were touching on that maybe a little toward the beginning, the want versus need, but I'd love to go into that a little bit more. And then what does that truth feel like in the body?
Mm-hmm. Thank you for bringing this up. Yeah. So it's once you've done that clearing of the past, right? And it's not a one time and done, right? It's a multiple times. It's an ongoing process. And at some point, the emotional baggage is clear and you are clearing as it arises. I think that's the goal, that we arrive at a place that we can feel what we feel when we feel. We're not waiting for at the end of the day. We're not waiting. I'll do it when I go to that retreat in India or when I go to Colorado or whatever. We're not plugging in when the conditions are right, I will feel. So let's just emphasize that point. So once you've let that go, then you have a little bit more clarity. Then you are like more yourself. And then you can start to dream up. You're like, oh, what do I really need in my life right now? And then call up that vision, right? And when the vision arises in your mind's eye, the body will respond, And once the body responds, you may notice, oh, it feels like contraction, like my breath is shallow, my chest is tight, or my stomach is buzzing. Feel what that is. Or you may actually have the opposite experience. You might actually feel the breath deepens, the chest rises up, and even your heartbeat may slow down. You can kind of see, and I'm just feeling into this now. You can kind of see if like this vision is something that is actually like propagating more safety and peace and relaxation in your life, or something that's genuinely just going to cause you stress. See how the body responds. When the mind calls forth that big vision, does the body respond with relaxation and ease? That may be a good sign. And I want to throw in a paradoxical thing in there too. If it isn't, but you truly feel like that vision is what you actually need, then meet those feelings in the body. Like be with that contraction in your chest, be with that shallow breath, and just say, hello, old friend. Thank you for visiting me. Hello, old friend. Thank you for visiting me. Hello, old friend. Thank you for visiting. And when you bring awareness to tension, right? Because our awareness has an inherent quality of warmth. And if you put warmth towards anything, imagine a pile of compost. When you lock it up and you've peed enough times on it, you've done all the things, to create compost. With warmth, what happens? It becomes this great fertilizer, right? So it's the same quality that our awareness has, the quality of warmth. It's inherent to our awareness. So when you bring the warmth of your awareness to the tension in the body, it will soften. And the more the tension in the body softens, the more the vision will become more expensive, bigger, bolder, and you're going to have a deeper relationship with that vision. And then more and more, the natural next steps will make themselves known. Really important point to note, though. You can have a big vision about what you need, not what you want, but what you need. And if you haven't let go of the past, if you haven't unburdened and unhooked your body from the emotional baggage of the past, you won't be able to see life communicating back to you. This is super important. You're not going to see the signs. Two people could be driving down the same street, and the person who's cleared the emotional baggage versus the one who hasn't, is going to see, oh, wow, they're hiring right here. Oh my goodness. Or they're going to see that person that's like, whatever. There's just life is constantly communicating back to us. And we don't have synchronicity or we are stuck in emotional baggage as much. We don't have life communicating back to us about like, oh, talk to this person. Have you thought about this? Or you see that car, or you see this thing. There's like or hummingbirds that means something to you, whatever it may be. Symbolism has actual meaning in your life when you've cleared the emotional baggage from your body because the mind is open, expansive, relaxed, So I feel like it's important for us to know that like, have I cleared enough emotional baggage? Okay, cool. Now it means that when I have that big vision, I will be able to see the natural next steps because life is going to show me how to create that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. And even in my own experience, the more that I open my heart and mind and do this clearing, the synchronicities, man, they are rolling in. They are rolling in. And then I can trust it now, right? Because not only am I seeing it, I'm trusting it. And when it's like, oh yeah, nah, that's not for me. I own my yeses and I own my nos more than ever. And one of the things that I tell myself, don't overthink it, right? Because when you're not in trust, you can overthink and second guess. I'm like, I don't overthink and I don't second guess. Like, and that has been a way for me to hone that intuition and trust it. And by the way, every now and then I get it wrong and I'll say, ooh, great, I got it wrong. I learned something from getting it wrong rather than, God darn it, now I don't trust myself again. It's like, no, I'm going to give myself some grace and learn from when, and then it's like, oh, maybe I didn't even get it wrong, right? I mean, then you can go down that path and go, no, you actually got it right because there was this other whole set of consequences that were supposed to happen, right? I mean, it's pretty meta.
I love this.
So can you show us a movement or an exercise to help us get there? Is there a little something we can do? And then in just a minute, I'm going to get us into that video that you were just talking about, ugly faces when we're releasing emotion. But is there a little something we can do?
There's a move in our movement language for shame. For shadow pride, which is the opposite of enlightened pride or sacred pride, right? Which we do need to develop. And shadow pride, the way it looks like you bring both fists into both hands into fists, and you're going to inhale on the right and and then inhale on the left. So you've got 2 breaths in, right? So then hold it here, feel the 2 breaths in. And then exhale across the central channels.
Oh,
exactly.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then begin again. So let's go. Inhale right, inhale left, and then exhale. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Let's do it again. Let's do it a couple more times. Okay.
Yeah. Let's find a little flow.
Okay.
One other piece of information here. Once you feel comfortable, right, in a trauma-informed environment, we're always inviting, everything's an invitation. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes if you can. Otherwise, just lower the gaze so you have a little bit of light coming in. But if you can, close your eyes and place your internal gaze fixed in a space between the eyebrows. So really fixate softly in the space between the eyebrows. Don't strain your attention and strain your face, but keep your attention rested right there in the space between the eyebrows. Okay, so now you're in your body. Wow, that is what it's like to be in my body. Okay, cool. All right, then punch the right, inhale. Punch the left, inhale. And then exhale. And then it's last one. Inhale, exhale. Now rest your hands on your lap and feel the buzzing in your hands, in your face, in your chest. And from this place is when we would ask ourselves, where's the past alive in me? How could I release this the shadow pride that's holding me back from having humility and asking.
The shadow pride, did you say?
Shadow pride. Yeah. This move is for shadow pride, which is like holding us back from actually softening and having humility to say, oh, wow, or having integrity, you know?
Oh, okay.
It's
So
holding
shadow
us back
pride. I got it.
Yeah. So we practice this. Ideally, we practice until we enter a state of trance, right? Where we can like really disconnect from the outer world and really connect deeply to our inner experience of breath and movement, breath and movement, breath and movement, breath and movement. And then once you arrive at that end point, you can ask, wow, where is the past still alive in me? And then you may notice that a big feeling is going to come up and make itself known to you. And that is when you do the next stage of like, hello, old friend. Thank you for visiting me. I allow you to pass through me and out of me. Or you, instead of just being with it hands-on, because it may be really intense, you can say, okay, dance through me. And then that's when the dance may get really strained and really ugly, or may get really soft and gentle, you know? But these are the steps that we do in our somatic dance methodology. We have a series of body keys, and these body keys are these breath to movement, like this one that I showed you, shadow pride. And shadow pride is in between the light moves going to in between the shadow moves and going to the light. It's the halfway point of what we've worked through in the shadows and to enter the light. You have to have humility in order for you to speak within this context. To really manifest your heart's desires, you have to have humility. So I figure the shadow pride is really fitting for this experience.
I love that. I just love it. I feel it, honestly, so beautifully. It's that, I mean, when you have humility, you've let go. And that is somatic, right? And it's so freaking easy to not want to let go, even when it's bad for us, right? Because it can feel scary. And so I love that, the warmth. I mean, that is just such a beautiful hack. Like, like bringing that warmth there. So how many times, and if I was feeling, stressed or something was coming up, how many times would you recommend? I think we did it maybe 8 times, or does it matter?
Yeah.
Does it, or do you just feel it? Feel your way through it?
Yeah. I mean, feel your way through it. I think a lot of people are so stuck in not feeling that if they were to feel, it would be like, okay, I did 5. That's enough.
Well, exactly. So I don't want to be too prescriptive.
Yeah, no, but let's be a little prescriptive for this. Let's say like set up a timer for like 2 minutes and just like give yourself the opportunity to go for 2 whole minutes. And then don't forget the next step, like if there's a big feeling that's here, which normally it will make itself known to you, then, get up and move. But this is also the same thing too. Once you are in that big manifestation mindset and you are calling in and envisioning your big dreams and aspirations, and the body's feeling tense, meet with it. Oh, wow, it's really tense here. Okay, cool. Tension. Move yourself through me and out of me. Wonderful. And then the next and last stage, which is from this experience that we're speaking of here, these stages that we're speaking of here, you want to then arrive at a place that you can like dance it as if it's already happened. Dance it as if it's already here. Really feel it like it's already here. Like, I oftentimes we dance it like the miracle has already met you, and the miracle is already here. And you're gonna notice this big energetic thing happening. Oh my gosh, I feel so strong, like I haven't felt in a long time. Your posture would change. The way your eye sits in your face would change. Like there's a whole somatic attunement. There's a whole way of like, oh wow, like all of a sudden I grew a few inches because I'm finally like less hunched, less tight. I'm more relaxed. So there's different ways of going about it too,
Yeah, well, for sure. And I've certainly had that feeling myself. Like as you do this work, you look different. I mean, you show up different, better. More radiant, more magnetic, and it's just a natural. I mean, I think a lot of people are trying to have that glow up, and it's like, well, you get the glow up if you're willing to go within. And I hate even say doing the work, but like, I'm going on this inner journey.
Because that's what it takes. Because that's really what it takes.
Yeah, but it can also be fun. Yeah. I mean, anyway, I feel like it's also kind of then, not to go too much into the semantics, but words matter. And if it's like, doing the work and this healing this morning. I actually did a little fun video yesterday saying healing is sexy. And it's like, I kind of want to reframe it, right? Because guess what? When you are feeling peaceful, joyful, blissful, that's the person you want to date. That's the person you want to show up with versus, and again, not to pathologize when you're angry and down and depressed and so forth. They have their place, but it feels like, healing is really sexy. And the outcome speaks for itself, right? How our lived experience changes, right? Okay, I feel like I just took us off on a tangent. Let's come back. So I want to share this clip. You were teaching on Channel 4's The Big Celebrity Detox. It's so fun.
What if like healing and transformation and a sense of like freedom was really just about being a body and be able to laugh more? Like look at the ordinary with like a view that it's extraordinary. By being our bodies really anchored, we can see things in an entire new way.
So I love that. I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, fun and laughter are so high vibe. And even honestly, I mean, healing, they're sexy too. I loved how he kind of like, like this idea back to how freaking simple it is in so many ways, like getting in the body and like, what if it was just about laughter? It's like, really, that's available to me is what I say. And then when you understand that it really, really is, you're like, snap. Someone's been pulling a fast one on me for a long time.
Yeah, humor is one of the greatest tools, right? I think to snap us out of neurotic, intrusive thinking could really like get us back into our bodies. And this is really an unpopular opinion, but if you study the mystical path really, really closely, you can see all of it through a humorous lens. You can see that like even the most chaotic, even the most insane and challenging experiences, like I'm not saying like your trauma is funny by no means, like this is not what I'm saying. And at the same time, there is like something, it's so insane that it is so ridiculous that it is funny. If you really think about some of the things that I've gone through in my life, I'm like, how in the F did I make it through? And how did that happen? And how did that happen? And this thing and that thing all in the 6 months. It is so ridiculous. I recorded a meditation, a laughter meditation about this to see if we can change our perspectives to say something deeply painful, deeply hurtful that happened, and see if we can just laugh, not as laughing at it, but see if we can just open our perspective, to just open ourselves up to see from a higher view. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, I guess it's bad, but it's not that bad because I'm still here. So that means I've survived, right? How cool is that I've survived 100% of my worst days and I'm still here. So laughter does open you up to release the hook of a really tight perspective that we have, because through trauma and through pain, our perspective becomes limited and our body becomes contracted. So to expand and do something big and bold and wild, it's the opposite of a traumatized mind and body. But there is a way, right, that for healing to be sexy, for healing to be fun. And I'm a huge propagator of that. I think it's when we start taking everything too serious and we start to bring more play into it, then you're
fun
actually
and
like
play are high vibe.
Actually,
totally
happening.
Well, and just to add to that, I mean, I tell myself all the time, Andrea, reclaim your power. You're being too serious, right? And yes, many of the things that I've been through are really serious. But I think like you talked about the maturity thing, and I'm going to be the first to say, yeah, I've been emotionally immature. And hey guys, I've been emotionally immature. I'm the first to say it. Now you say it too, right? Because if we can own that, and not in a judgy way, not in a shamey way, but just to say, oh, I get to go from being emotionally immature and abdicating on my power to being emotionally mature, reclaiming my power. And when I think about the opportunity to, I just have something cool, reclaim and reframe. I mean, like this business of, these things are hard and sometimes genuinely just traumatic and terrible. But I love your point about if you can bring that laughter in, it's like, that's a superpower. I mean, that's a superpower. It really is. I was actually at a Joe Dispenza event last summer, and somehow somebody started laughing, and we were like in a really serious meditation. I mean, there were probably 1,000 of us in this big ballroom. For 20 minutes, we were all just laughing. I mean, it was infectious. So we're getting into release attachment, let go to let in, and we touched on that toward the beginning. So why does attachment block flow?
In this last stage, the surrender piece is the one that we actually get to witness the miracles of life talking back to us. Because if you're hung up on things happening in a specific time frame, it's the opposite of surrender. It's the opposite of letting life speak back to you. If you're rigid and tight and fixating, then you can't see the miracles. You can't see the hummingbird offering you a message. You can't see that person walking by you with that Chanel No. 5 perfume that reminds you of that thing, and all of a sudden you're like, boom, and the riddle's solved, So the releasing the attachment is so important. It's there's no way for it to for any of these rituals that we share today to come to fruition if we're not in surrender. It's not passive. By no means. It's active because you're alive in your body. You're alive in connection with life. But yeah, it's the last step and the most important one, because that's when you actually get to see the communication happening. And the communication will happen in new ways, in ordinary ways. In that clip from that TV show, that will, something so ordinary, all of a sudden it's extraordinary, because you're in your body, you're present, you're feeling your feelings, your feet are on the ground, you know where you are, you know who you are. There's this like sensibility of like, oh, I'm here, and it's okay to be me. It's okay to be me, even though my mind may be compromised, even though my body may be compromised. It's okay. Like, it's okay. I think we have such a huge, desperate desire to be something else, to feel something else,
to have more. Yeah, have something else. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the more we can unburden ourselves from the past and not be so reactive in the present moment, the more what's really honestly for us will come for us.
Well, I just want to add on to that. The more I do my own work, and I've been fortunate in having had a lot of success. Again, coming from a family with a lot of addiction and chaos and workaholism and so forth. I've been grinding to get there, and a lot of great things. I mean, amazing friends, blah, 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 amazing team, a lot of great things. But I've gotten to this point where, and I have many more big ambitions left, but I say to myself, I have it all right now. I have gratitude. I have joy. Most of my days have at least a little bliss, sometimes a lot. And it's like, oh, that other thing that I want, the big, next big thing. It's like, yeah, I do want it, but nah. I mean, that feels like a superpower.
Oh, that's massive. Feeling enough in a culture that says you're not enough, that has
like I got it. Like I've won the prize. I've got joy and gratitude, and I've got amazing family, amazing friends, and amazing team that I work with, and I get to talk to people like you.
Oh, thank you, darling. There's a concept in Buddhism called basic goodness that I want to sort of wrap up there. And basic goodness is that we are already base. We are already good. We don't need to do any more. Produce anything else, look a certain way, do anything. We already have this inherent basic goodness. So many of us are trying to do things and relate to people and experiences so we can get a glimpse of that felt sense that's already inherent to us, that we don't have to create an experience to experience that. It's already there. If you could just like soften and really feel into the fact that you are already good. And that sense of goodness then leads to relaxes your whole thing, because you're like, oh my God, I'm already enough. I'm good. I'm enough. It's all good. Like, it's just so profound.
Okay. I am dying to show your spiritual training of Cardi B. Do you have like 5 more minutes for me?
Yeah.
Okay, because this is so good. I know everyone's like, wait, what? We're getting to end with Cardi B being spiritually trained. Oh my God. I love this so much.
Free as I can.
I have a whole day planned for you, babe.
I'm not ready. I don't like needles. Check it out. This is not as peaceful as it seems. I release the remorse on you whores. Whores.
Peace fingers in the right hand. And we're going to close the right nostril. I'm going to breathe in and out of the left. You're good.
So what does this do, actually?
It relaxes you. My name's Sah D'Simone. I'm a spiritual guide, meditation teacher, and author. My teaching has reached millions of people at this point, which is so incredible. My hope is for Cardi to tap into her spiritually sassy side and live a spiritually sassy life. The ultimate self-care is about making peace with the past. It's about letting go of the grudges.
I got a lot of grudges.
So we're going to let that go. When you think about forgiveness, is there a person in your life that comes up to your mind?
No, I hate everybody.
But let's pick one person. And then the idea is that you're going to write, I forgive you on this canvas. And then we're going to use paint to change the narrative. I forgive you. Let's try that. Yeah. Forgiveness is releasing the desire to punish. Okay.
Boy, I want them to be punished.
Forgiveness is the work of the brave. Okay. I forgive you. Releasing that. I forgive you, right? Each color has a meaning, an energy attached to it, okay? Use the red to acknowledge, oh, wow, I have not forgiven. I've allowed this mother to live rent-free in my life.
I live rent-free in their life.
Go at it, yes. I forgive you. I acknowledge that I haven't forgiven.
I acknowledge that you could eat my... Ooh, this feels good.
Yes. The meaning of this orange is feel what it's like to not forgive. Using the orange, we're feeling into it like... Let's move on. Remorse. Having remorse for us giving them any space. Let's go for that. Let's go. Big.
Yeah.
Yeah. I release the remorse.
I release the remorse on you whores. Whores.
That's right. Yes. That's right. Accept. So using green.
Yeah.
Accept that whatever happened.
Okay, I release you from your pain, and your pain is me.
I accept that you caused me pain
because you were in pain and you're a greedy mother.
Look at me. Seriously.
Look at me.
This is supposed to be about you.
Oh my God. I just love this so much, Sah. And I know we need to wrap up here, so I just really want to drive home a few points, and then you're going to get the last word. I love how you say this, and everybody, please listen to this, write it down, and more importantly, just put it in your heart. The ultimate self-care is letting go of the past, and only you can do that. Letting go of grudges. Yes, if Cardi B can do it, people, you can do it. And then I love this. Forgiveness is releasing the desire to punish. Yes, we want people, we suffer, we want them to suffer. No. It's like sipping poison and expecting the other person to get sick. Wanting somebody else to feel the pain and be punished, you continue to be imprisoned. And then last one, forgiveness is the work of the brave. I want to say the work of the brave and the work of the integrous, right? Because you have integrity, because you're not in integrity if you want somebody else to suffer. And you're not in integrity if you just want to hold on to that hurt. Like, that's not serving your greater good.
Yeah. You said it all. This is it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing all that.
Well, you had all that source material and good juju. So go ahead.
Yeah. No, this is it. Thank you so much. It's been such a joy to connect with you in this amazing community, and echoing everything that you shared. Forgiveness is really the ultimate nectar. I think it's a common denominator in every major world faith tradition. It's forgiveness and compassion go hand in hand. So I think forgiveness is a gateway to release the past so you can actually manifest big.
Yeah, and it's what we give ourselves. We often think forgiveness is for the other person. It can be. It's for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and without that releasing, it's tough to, you got to make space. Beginner's mind, be an empty vessel. All right, Sah D'Simone, you are amazing. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. I've loved every second of our time together. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys love that as much as I did. Oh boy. I had high expectations for Sah, and he exceeded them. I hope that he did for you too. And guess what? You can get so much more of Sah D'Simone. For our Power of Manifestation attendees, Sah has a free 7-day trial to his Somatic Activated Healing membership. He also has the opportunity for the Dance for Change, a free 3-day somatic dance challenge. Sign me up, although 3 days isn't long enough. I need more like 30 days. Haha. Or you can go for a private opportunity, a private mentorship, with Sah. If you want to learn more, you can find him at sahdsimone.com, which it should be on the screen. As well, you can find him on Instagram and TikTok. He has over 1 million followers at Sah D'Simone. And honestly, I just love having him in my feed every day. It just brings joy and wisdom and permission. And honestly, I hope that you guys have gotten this feeling that I have from today's episode, that it's just a joyful reminder that we don't need to chase our dreams. We can become them through presence, movement, and surrender, through dance and fun and laughter. And yes, sometimes it can be a little painful to be doing this healing work, but it can also be so joyful. And that's what I love about Sah, is what a wonderful, wonderful thought leader he is in making this more fun, more embodied, and ultimately effective. Okay, that's what I've got for this session. And again, I hope you loved it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next session of the Power of Manifestation. Thanks so much for tuning in.